everyone, it's me again, anyway, Black Swan, and I'm back again with another video. In this video, it's going to be a detailed tutorial on eyebrows. But before we get into this video, I am going to have to say another disclaimer because that's just what I have to do because the comments just be weird, okay? I cannot say this enough. You can opt out of this video. Nobody's forcing you to watch these videos. Nobody's forcing you to get on YouTube, click on faces, and watch videos. Absolutely nobody, sis. You have absolute control over what you consume. I will not be offended if you click off right now. Like right now, if you click off, you're good. Like, yeah. Oh, for these eyebrows, I am going to use something that you got at the house because I want you to do the technique without feeling like you have to run out and buy something expensive. I don't want you to feel like you have to get a brow wiz or you have to get pomade, or you do have it and you don't know how to use it. Like, I want to try my best to make this as simple as possible and you can use what you already have in your makeup kit right now. I'm gonna be using this NYX pencil. It is a black regular pencil, eyebrow eyeliner. Actually, I think it's eyeliner because it's like jet black. This is like a regular pencil, and I feel like if you can do perfect eyebrows with a regular pencil, everything else is, you're just building from there. You can go from there. If you can do it with the most crudest of products, baby, you got it made. Because when I first started doing makeup, I used pencils. I used pencils and powders, that was it. And then after that, everything else was just like, oh, it's actually making it easier because the products maybe blended out better or it was closer to my actual eyebrow shade. So everything was just a plus. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do right now. Whether you have a little bit of eyebrows or a lot of eyebrows, you do want to comb through them, okay? I'm pretty sure y'all have some type of spoolie somewhere in your house, okay? If you do not, you can go to Sally's and get a spoolie for like, the pack of spoolies for like $4.99 or something like that. But if you don't have spoolies, because I did say I want y'all to use stuff you already have at the house, you can take a makeup brush, and this is just me really winging it, okay? Just take a makeup brush, some type of makeup brush, because you just want your eyebrows to go in that direction. It's better if you use a spoolie, but like just try to help it out a little bit. Like, try to get them to go in the same direction. Just try. Just use something to comb through them, okay? Like, if you got a tiny edge brush, girl, and it's clean, use your edge, your brush, you know, when you like comb down your edges and stuff, use that. If you have a toothbrush that you've never used and it's still in the pack, go grab that. Grab something to comb through your eyebrows, okay? Because it's gonna help you lay a smooth, when you're filling your eyebrows in, it's gonna help it go in more smoothly and evenly, okay? So we do want to do that. And so with the pencil, I don't care what I'm using, pencil, powder, pomade, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm always going to start at my base, okay? I'm always going to start at the bottom of my eyebrows, okay? And that's why it's good to try to like comb your eyebrows out the way so you have a good visual of where you want to draw your line, okay? So with a really light hand, don't do this. You're not writing an essay. So you want to back that hand up, back your hand up, and you want to hold it by the end of your pencil because you want to do light strokes, okay? So with a really light hand, I'm gonna start etching out the border of my eyebrows, okay? That's why it's kind of good to keep your eyebrows kept up so you can kind of see where you want your eyebrows to start and stop. Okay, so right on the edge. I'm gonna start etching that out. Now, my eyebrows do not grow even, okay? And I'm always recreating different shapes. But no matter what, I'm always gonna start where I have the most hair. Because right here, I have the most hair, right? So I'm starting here because it's easier for me to gauge where that line is. Okay, it's easier for me to gauge where that line is so I can kind of visualize. Like right now, I can see where I want the rest of the eyebrow to go, okay? And like the same here. The thickest part of my eyebrow is right here. So I'm gonna start the lines here so I can have a better visual. When I back up off my mirror, I have a better visual of where my eyebrow shape is going to go. And I'm gonna slowly curve it down. I'm just following that line where my hair is growing. Because you see, my hair, it goes up a little bit and then it drops down. I don't go by the eyes and the nose thing because some people's eyes are wide apart, some are close together, and some people, when they do this, your eyebrows look crazy because like you might be one of the people who have very narrow eyes, or you might be one of the people who have eyes that are wide apart. Like Brandy, like Brandy's eyes are very far apart. So if she actually did this, her eyebrows, the ratio from her eyes to eyebrows will be so, it will be so weird. Like it would look so unbecoming for her because her eyes, she has so much space in between her nose, in between her eyes and her nose and stuff. So they have to create the space adjusted to her. Now I'm just gonna flick it towards the bridge of my nose. So here it is. Here is the line. This right here is my money shot. All right, because it's all downhill from here. All right, take a little spoolie or brush or something, and I'm just gonna comb this down a little bit so I can see where my hairline stops, okay? Do you see it? Where this hairline stops, that's where I'm going to draw. That's how I'm gonna make my tail. Okay, gonna make a little tail. I'm not gonna take this line all the way to the brow bone. I'm gonna start it in the middle, right before I get to the arch. I'm gonna start it right here, real light. I'm just gonna flick it because I want these eyebrows to have definition. So I'm gonna start there, right, going up, straight line on the top of the heel. You see where my heel is? Here's the arch, here's the top of the heel, right there, and I'm just gonna bring it downhill, licking it down. It does not have to be perfect. It doesn't, because we are still going to use concealer to clean up the eyebrow, okay? Right now, we're just trying to figure out a good foundation for us to play off of, okay? So I don't want nobody on here talking about, I don't like that, that looks too thick. Like sis, you don't have to do this right here because your eyebrows are different than mine. I'm just going by where my hair grows. You're gonna go by where your hair grows. I'm gonna go by how my hair grows. But this is just a good technique to use, okay? So we're doing that and we're flicking it down and we're actually gonna make these two meet. We're gonna marry them. The bottom line and the top line, we're marrying these two together. So you see me going from the top to the bottom. Marry, marry, marry. They're together, they're in a relationship. And, you know, they talking about moving in together, whatever. So we're done doing that. And from the tail, I'm gonna start filling this part in. Real light, real light hand. I'm filling in these eyebrows with this pencil. Going with the grain of my hair. Real light coloring. Just coloring in the lines, that's it. You see, it didn't take me long to even start this shape. And then when I get here, I'm real lightly just flicking it up from the base. I'm flicking the pencil up from the base, going upward like the grains of my hair. Okay? All right. From right now, the eyebrows, yes, I know, sis, they look crazy. They really, really do. But have faith in yourself. They're still gonna turn out good, I promise. I'm gonna go ahead and comb mine out. You can use your toothbrush, whatever you have on deck. And I'm just going with the grain of my hair, making sure the product is actually embedded with the eyebrow hair. Okay. And then on the bridge of my nose, I'm going to take this spoolie or your toothbrush or your brush, makeup brush, eyeshadow brush, whatever you're using. And I'm just going to thin this out a little bit. Just going to comb through it. This right here, when you get used to like the outline, it's going to take you not even 5 minutes. Because you're just going by the outline and you're not perfecting it. Now, what is going to take you time is this next step. The next step is carving out the eyebrows with your foundation and or concealer. Now, I have this BH Cosmetics number 4 brush that I'm using, or you can use this flat brush that NYX has. They're like, it's a flat brush, like it's a really thick, dense flat brush. I noticed that the brushes work better when they are unwashed. Like this is still from yesterday's makeup. I usually will use it like 2 or 3 times and I kind of let it get stiff. But if it's just your face, you are not sharing your brushes, you're gonna be fine, okay? So I do that because the main thing I want to do is make this brush really hard. I need this brush to be stiff and hard. So now I can pinch it and get it nice and sharp. That's basically what you want. So now I dipped it into concealer, right? I'm gonna take a little bit off. Just a little bit. Make sure both sides are even. And now I'm going to chisel out the shape. So, real light hand, holding it like this. Not hard like a pen or a pencil, holding it at the end. Real light hand, I'm gonna start flicking and or chiseling out, whatever expression you like better. I'm gonna start where I started drawing my line. And I'm just following this guideline that I've already made with the pencil. And because the brush is so stiff, it's easier for me to make a straight line. I don't have any bristles that are jumping out and getting in the way or anything. Everything is just going to move smoothly. And if I have something like right here, it looks a little crooked, the brush, I can just go right over it. Slowly start erasing whatever I don't like. This is really hard. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get in focus. Hold on, let me back up. I'm trying to get in focus and show y'all what I'm doing. And staying on camera. Whoo, child, this is hard to do on camera. Okay, so that and chisel, 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 chisel. Just following that line. And now I'm just flicking it down because I don't want it to be like a line. Where you see like just a line of foundation or whatever. Line of foundation or concealer. I'm actually using foundation. I'm actually using Joeva's Place foundation to carve this out. I'm using this right here because it's super thick. That's another thing. For me personally, I like to use a concealer or foundation that has a very thick consistency. Or if I'm being lazy, I'll use the same stuff that I use underneath my eyes. So I'll do that. Using this same foundation, I'm going to pat it off because I don't want too much product being left behind. And I'm making sure that my brush is completely coated. You see? It's completely coated evenly. I don't have like any foundation dripping off or anything like that. So I'm going to do that and laying the brush flat on my forehead, completely flat. I'm going to like cutting, I've said this in a couple of other videos, but it's just like when you're cutting paper, you want to do on your top part or whatever, you want to do a nice swift motion, because you give yourself a better chance of getting yourself like a nice smooth line or edge. But like when you go slow for some reason on this part, I know for me, I don't know about you, but when you go too slow or you chisel at it too much, if you're not an expert, it starts to look a little wonky. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it starts to look a little just like that eyebrow looks a little jank, like it looks a little jokery. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to explain it, but it just works better when you do a nice swift knife cutting action motion. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm laying it flat on my forehead, but I'm not going to start here. I'm going to start right after the ombre. You see? Right here. I'm starting right here. Laying it flat. And swoop. And it's gonna keep swooping it. Every time I make my strokes, I'm just gonna be swooping, because what I'm doing is I'm going up the hill and I'm rolling down. So my swooping motion, I'm going up my incline and I'm just swooping it back down. So my motion's just like that. Why am I doing so many sound effects? So that's how it is. If I have any mess ups or issues, then I can go back and with a really tiny light hand, I'm just going to do a small little swoop to fix it. So let's say right here, I want it to be just a little closer. Okay, like I want it to go down a little more. I don't want it to be out. I want it to cut off. So to cut this tail off, because I don't want this tail to be this long, I'm going to start the swoop right here. And I'm going to actually just go down a little steeper. So instead of my angle going like this, I'm going to make my angle a little steeper so I can just make this tail end a little shorter, because I know a lot of people don't like this tail to be coming out here. You want it to be just a little closer to your eye. It's just all in your preference. If you like it to go to your hairline, go draw that eyebrow to your hairline. That's you. But if you don't, this is the way you can cut it off. But it's easier when you're doing your makeup. It's easier to take away than have to add more products, because when you add more product, you got more buildup, you know. So we're gonna try to, we already have the long tail, we're gonna take it off, go down a little more on that swoop, on that angle, cut off that tail. And you see, I cut it off. Now to sharpen the tail off again, I'm gonna go at the bottom and I'm just meeting it. So what I'm doing is a little geometry. When I'm drawing it, I'm drawing the bottom and the top to meet each other. So when I'm going on the bottom, I'm drawing up, and when I'm going on the top, I'm drawing down. So this is how my hands don't curve this way. But if you can imagine my hand, if my hands are gonna be doing the right angles, if I want to cut off that tail, I'm going to be doing this, okay? I'm bringing this up and I'm bringing this down. We're doing this motion, okay? Boom, boom, boom. So that's how it looks like. Kind of want this a little skinnier. And you see, it's easier to adjust it when you're just doing small chips. Just chipping away at it real lightly, little by little. And then when you get to know your eyebrows a little more, like y'all go out for a little bit and y'all talk more, y'all get to know each other, you know what color it likes, you know like if it likes long walks on the beach or not. Like when you really get to know your eyebrows, then you can start going crazy. But this right here, I feel like is a good starter. It's like a good first date, okay? I'm gonna take my beauty blender, and or you can take a foundation or makeup brush, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna start dabbing the edges. Blend that out. Gotta blend all this foundation out. This is the part I have to be the most careful with. This is the part that will help you decide if you want to do your foundation, if you want to do your eyebrows first or last. Because if you do it first, you don't have to be so careful on your cleanup because you're gonna put your foundation on top. But if you do it after, you're gonna have to be more careful because you don't want to redo your face because you know you were going a little crazy cleaning up the foundation, trying to blend out your eyebrows, you know. Okay, let's say I messed up. Okay, let's say I went oops, hold on, can I mess up? Hold on, this okay, we're not gonna, let me see if I can mess this eyebrow up real quick. Okay, let's say I messed up the eyebrow, okay? See how I messed it up? Oh, I'm not gonna panic because this is what I'm gonna do. This is where you do need eyebrow pencil, okay? So I have this NYX eyebrow pencil. This is very affordable. I'm going to dip it, no, I'm not gonna dip it. I'm going to actually take it as is. I'm not dipping it into anything. I'm using the product that's already on my eyebrow, and I'm gonna use that to erase the messed up concealer part. So if you're doing your shape and you're chiseling it out and you don't like the shape that's happening, just take the eyebrow brush, an angled brush. You will need a brush on this part. This might be the only part where you actually need to go and get a product, but I can't think of anything else that you can use to correct a mistake when it's like a mistake like this. So, and then plus these are like $4 or $5. It's like real cheap. So, and I got it at Ulta. So, I'm just taking that and I'm just going back over it. Or if I don't like my tail, I'm going to use the product that's already on my eyebrows and push it back out. Boom, boom, boom. Now I have a long tail again. So what I'm doing, I'm not adding no more product. I'm just moving the product that I already have on my eyebrows to replace, adjust the eyebrow. Okay, so you don't have to wipe off the whole eyebrow and start over again. If you go too far with your marking, like let's say I do that and I'm upset about it, get the concealer brush and real lightly, don't add no more concealer, just slowly take it off a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just gonna like just tap it real lightly, just tap. Light hand, real light hand. And you're just gonna blend it out a little bit. Remember, light strokes, don't go too hard, okay? Be kind to your face, be nice to it. So, it's been so long since I used a pencil, you guys. It feels weird. I'm not gonna lie, like feels like a weird eyebrow. But I feel like you can make it work. This is just my preference. I usually would rather use a pomade or a powder. I'm not a pencil person, but you know, I'm not a big fan of pencils. They have a film. That's what it is. I don't like the film they leave behind. But you can get some bomb eyebrows with pencils. Like, the result can be the same. You're still gonna get beautiful eyebrows whether you use pomade, powder, or a pencil. But I feel like pencils are the crudest form for eyebrows. If you're a beginner, use a pencil. Use a pencil. Don't start with pomades. Pomades are unforgiving because if you mess it up, you can't do the cleaning like I did on this one. So if you're a beginner and you're just trying to get your eyebrows to look like really nice makeup eyebrows, we're not doing natural. These are makeup eyebrows, obviously, okay? So if you're just trying to learn and just at least get it so you know you don't have to keep going to somebody to get your eyebrows done, there you go. Do a pencil, get your concealer ready, and be ready to, you know, just sit down and oh yeah, and another thing, make sure you have some good lighting. At least have decent lighting, because if you do not, or if you're just like using like regular like most bathrooms, the lighting's kind of yellow, so you really can't get a really good view or like a really good idea of the color that you're using if it looks good, because you know when you go out the lighting's going to change. So try to go ahead and change your light bulbs out, okay? Try to get some daylight mimicking light bulbs. Like on the light bulb pack, it needs to say like daylight at least. Like change your light bulbs in your bathroom. The light bulbs don't cost much, but get you some light bulbs that are more forgiving without that yellow undertone. And then yeah, just try your best. Just try your best, keep practicing, and then when hopefully this helps. Hopefully this technique helps, and it'll help you on your journey to your idea of a perfect eyebrow. I really, really hope this helps. If it did not, I'm sorry I wasted your time. Sorry, girl. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I know I look crazy because I got one eyebrow, but you can see the difference, the before and after, which I really want you to see. So yeah, leave your comment down below, and hopefully I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.